Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Today, we are diving into one of the biggest animated adventures of 2026, the Super Mario Galaxy movie. In this video, we are going to explain the complete story of the movie from beginning to end, covering all the important events, characters, surprises, battles, and emotional moments along the way. The adventure takes Mario and Luigi far beyond the Mushroom Kingdom and into the vastness of outer space, where they encounter Yoshi, the mysterious Lumas, Princess Rosalina, and a dangerous new threat from Bowser Jr. Nintendo and Illumination take the familiar Mario world into a much larger cosmic adventure filled with comedy, action, friendship, family, and unexpected revelations. We will go through the story step by step, explain what happens to Rosalina, explore the surprising connection between Rosalina and Princess Peach, and follow Mario, Luigi, Yoshi, Peach, and their friends as they face Bowser and Bowser Jr. We will also review the movie, discuss its strongest moments, characters, action sequences, emotional scenes, and overall entertainment value. So stay with us until the end as we explore the Super Mario Galaxy movie and find out whether this cosmic Mario adventure truly lives up to the excitement and expectations of fans. The story of the Super Mario Galaxy movie begins after Mario and Luigi have already become famous heroes of the Mushroom Kingdom. Following their victory over Bowser in the previous adventure, the brothers are no longer strangers in this magical world. They have settled into their new life and are now regularly called upon whenever the kingdom has a problem that needs solving. Instead of immediately facing another enormous villain, Mario and Luigi spend their days helping the people of the Mushroom Kingdom with smaller challenges, approaching every situation with their trademark confidence and enthusiasm. The brothers have become an important part of the community, and their relationship with Princess Peach has also grown stronger. At the same time, the kingdom is preparing for a special occasion, Princess Peach's birthday. On the surface, everything seems peaceful, and nobody expects that this celebration will soon become the starting point for an adventure that reaches far beyond the Mushroom Kingdom and into the deepest parts of outer space. The official synopsis establishes this peaceful opening, describing Mario and Luigi as heroes who are now solving everyday problems throughout their new home while also trying to reform a miniature imprisoned Bowser at Peacocked +1. While Mario and Luigi are enjoying their new life, the movie introduces another important part of their story, their attempt to deal with Bowser after his defeat. Bowser, once one of the most dangerous enemies in the Mushroom Kingdom, has been defeated and reduced in size, leaving him in a very unusual position. Instead of simply destroying or permanently imprisoning him, Mario and Luigi try to help him change his behavior. This creates a humorous situation because Bowser is still Bowser, even though he is smaller and has lost much of his former power. His enormous ego and stubborn personality remain intact. Mario and Luigi therefore have to deal with an enemy who is suddenly more like a troublesome prisoner than an unstoppable king. Their attempts to reform him become one of the movie's early sources of comedy, but they also quietly establish an important idea that becomes much more significant later. Even someone who has spent years causing trouble can potentially change if given the opportunity. At the same time, the brothers are called to investigate a strange disturbance in Tostarena Town, a desert location far away from the comfortable surroundings of Peach's castle. What begins as another ordinary mission soon introduces Mario and Luigi to someone who will become one of their most important companions. When Mario and Luigi arrive in Tostarena Town, they discover that the strange disturbance is connected to a mysterious dinosaur. This is where Yoshi enters the story. Unlike the brothers, Yoshi does not immediately explain everything about himself, and his unusual behavior makes the first meeting both funny and unpredictable. Mario and Luigi quickly realize that this friendly green dinosaur is not simply another creature causing trouble. Yoshi has his own history and has somehow ended up far from where he belongs. The brothers eventually begin to understand that Yoshi needs help and that he can also become a valuable ally. Their friendship develops naturally as they spend more time together, and Yoshi's playful personality gives the story a new source of comedy. He is energetic, curious, and sometimes accidentally creates chaos, but he is also extremely loyal when his friends are in danger. The addition of Yoshi is particularly important because Mario and Luigi's adventure is about to become much larger, and they will need more than their usual abilities to survive what is coming. Nintendo's official story description specifically identifies Yoshi as the new companion Mario and Luigi meet while living in the Mushroom Kingdom. Nintendo of Europe SC+1. While the heroes are becoming familiar with Yoshi, something much more serious is happening somewhere beyond their world. High above the Mushroom Kingdom, in the vastness of space, Princess Rosalina is living with the Lumas aboard the Comet Observatory. Rosalina is not an ordinary princess. She is the caretaker and mother figure of the Lumas, small star-like beings who depend on her for protection, guidance, and love. Her relationship with them immediately establishes a strong contrast with Bowser's relationship with his own son. Rosalina's world is peaceful, but that peace is suddenly destroyed when Bowser Jr. arrives. Bowser Jr. has his own reasons for attacking Rosalina. His father has been defeated, and Bowser Jr. wants to restore the family's reputation. More importantly, he wants to prove that he can accomplish something powerful enough to make his father proud. To achieve this, he plans to capture Rosalina and use her extraordinary cosmic power as the energy source for a devastating weapon. The danger is therefore much larger than anything Mario and Luigi have faced before. Bowser Jr. is not simply trying to conquer a kingdom. He is preparing something capable of threatening an entire world, and eventually the universe itself. At Peacocked +1, Bowser Jr.'s attack on the Comet Observatory is sudden and violent. Rosalina immediately tries to protect the Lumas, demonstrating that her first instinct is not to save herself but to protect the children who depend upon her. She fights back against the invading forces, but Bowser Jr. has prepared specifically for this confrontation. Eventually, Rosalina is captured, and one of the Lumas attempts to escape so that it can find someone who might be able to help. That small Luma becomes incredibly important because it carries the message that will eventually reach Princess Peach. Rosalina's disappearance is therefore not simply a personal tragedy. It becomes the event that connects the cosmic world with the Mushroom Kingdom. As Bowser Jr. takes Rosalina away, the Lumas are left behind, frightened and uncertain about what will happen to their mother. Meanwhile, Bowser Jr. believes that he has finally taken the first major step toward achieving his goal. He intends to use Rosalina's power to create something enormous in honor of his father, but he does not yet understand that his obsession with proving himself will eventually place even his own life in danger. Back in the Mushroom Kingdom, Mario, Luigi, and Yoshi are preparing for Princess Peach's birthday. The contrast between these scenes is important. While Rosalina is being held captive in space, the Mushroom Kingdom is filled with excitement and celebration. Mario is especially interested in making Peach's birthday memorable. He has prepared a present for her, and Luigi and Yoshi quickly notice that Mario's feelings toward Peach may be stronger than he is willing to admit. Mario, however, is too nervous to openly express everything he feels. This gives the movie a lighter and more humorous moment before the larger conflict arrives. The birthday celebration also allows several of the familiar characters to come together. Toad meets Yoshi, and their first interaction is not exactly perfect. Toad is suspicious of the strange dinosaur, while Yoshi has no intention of behaving like a normal guest. Their awkward relationship adds more comedy to the celebration and gives the audience a brief sense that everything might remain peaceful, but that peaceful feeling does not last. A frightened Luma eventually reaches the Mushroom Kingdom and seeks help. Its arrival is the first direct warning that something terrible has happened to Rosalina. Princess Peach immediately realizes that this is not something she can ignore, although she does not yet understand the full connection between herself and Rosalina. She feels compelled to help the mysterious creature. Toad agrees to accompany her, and their decision begins a second storyline that will eventually intersect with Mario, Luigi, and Yoshi. The movie now has two parallel missions developing at the same time. Peach and Toad must discover where Rosalina has been taken, while Mario, Luigi, and Yoshi remain connected to the increasingly unstable situation involving Bowser and Bowser Jr. What none of them realize yet is that these separate journeys are moving toward the same destination. The Luma's arrival is therefore the moment when the story truly changes from a simple Mushroom Kingdom adventure into a galaxy-wide rescue mission. As Peach prepares to leave, Mario and Luigi are left behind to protect the Mushroom Kingdom. This separation is important because Mario cannot simply follow Peach immediately. He has responsibilities of his own, and Bowser Jr. is already preparing his next move. The villain's plan involves Peach's castle itself. Instead of attacking the kingdom directly, Bowser Jr. uses his technology to lift the castle into the sky and take the conflict into space. Mario, Luigi, and Yoshi are suddenly forced into action as the familiar castle becomes part of a gigantic cosmic confrontation. The brothers realize that this is no ordinary attack. Bowser Jr. is trying to reach Bowser and use his father's legacy to create something far more dangerous than the threats they have faced before. The peaceful Mushroom Kingdom that Mario and Luigi had begun to call home is once again being dragged into a battle they never expected. The situation becomes even more chaotic when Mario, Luigi, and Yoshi attempt to stop Bowser Jr. Their efforts lead to a battle involving the airborne castle and Bowser Jr.'s spacecraft. The confrontation causes the castle to fall toward the Honeyhive Galaxy, leaving the heroes stranded far from home. This moment marks the true beginning of Mario and Luigi's galaxy-spanning adventure. They are no longer simply defending a kingdom. They have been pushed into unfamiliar territory, where the rules of their world are changing and where enemies can appear from anywhere. More importantly, Mario and Luigi are now separated from Peach at the exact moment when she is beginning her own journey to discover Rosalina's whereabouts. Their paths will eventually cross again, but before that happens, each character must survive a series of challenges that will reveal secrets about their enemies, their friends, and even Peach's own mysterious past. The opening section therefore establishes the central conflict of the Super Mario Galaxy movie. Rosalina has been kidnapped. Bowser Jr. is planning something powerful enough to threaten the universe. Peach is beginning a journey that will uncover a shocking connection to Rosalina. And Mario, Luigi, and Yoshi are being pulled farther and farther away from the Mushroom Kingdom. What begins as an ordinary birthday celebration is transforming into a cosmic rescue mission. The characters do not yet understand how deeply their stories are connected, but the audience can already see that the adventure is building toward something much larger. Mario and Luigi's new life as heroes is about to be tested. Yoshi is about to become an essential member of their team. Peach is about to discover the truth about her origins. And Bowser Jr.'s desire to impress his father is about to place the entire universe in danger. And this is only the beginning of the journey. After the events of the opening chapter, the peaceful atmosphere of the Mushroom Kingdom is completely destroyed by the sudden arrival of a threat that Mario, Luigi, Yoshi, and Princess Peach could never have expected. What makes this situation different from the previous battles with Bowser is that the danger is no longer limited to one kingdom. Something much larger is developing beyond the skies of the Mushroom Kingdom. And at the center of this danger is Bowser Jr. The young villain has become determined to restore his father's reputation after Bowser's humiliating defeat. From Bowser Jr.'s perspective, his father was once the most feared ruler in the Mario universe, but Mario and Luigi defeated him, and Princess Peach ultimately helped bring his reign to an end. Bowser Jr. cannot accept the idea that his father has been reduced to a defeated and powerless figure. Instead of accepting that Bowser has lost, Bowser Jr. decides that he will do something so spectacular that his father will have no choice but to respect him. Unfortunately, his idea of proving himself involves using the extraordinary power of Princess Rosalina. Far away from the Mushroom Kingdom, Rosalina's peaceful existence with the Lumas has already been shattered. The Comet Observatory, which normally serves as a safe and beautiful home for Rosalina and the Lumas, has become a target. Rosalina understands that her powers are dangerous if they fall into the wrong hands, but Bowser Jr. has already developed a plan to exploit them. His objective is to drain Rosalina's cosmic energy and use it to power an enormous cannon. This is not merely a weapon designed to defeat Mario or conquer the Mushroom Kingdom. Bowser Jr. wants a weapon capable of causing destruction on a universal scale. The irony is that he believes this terrible plan will honor his father, even though it could ultimately destroy everything Bowser has ever wanted to rule. His obsession with proving himself prevents him from seeing the consequences of his actions. For Bowser Jr., power has become the only language through which he believes he can communicate with his father. Rosalina tries to resist, but Bowser Jr. has prepared carefully. Her greatest concern is not even her own safety. She is deeply worried about the Lumas because she sees them as her children. The Lumas depend upon her, and she knows that Bowser Jr.'s plan could put all of them in terrible danger. Her attempt to protect them demonstrates what makes Rosalina different from Bowser and Bowser Jr. While the Bowsers view power primarily as a means of control, Rosalina views her power as something that carries responsibility. She does not want to dominate anyone. She wants to protect the small creatures who have placed their trust in her. Eventually, Bowser Jr. succeeds in taking Rosalina prisoner, leaving the Lumas without their mother and guardian. However, one Luma manages to escape and begins searching for someone who can help. This tiny creature becomes one of the most important messengers in the entire story. The Luma travels toward the Mushroom Kingdom because Rosalina knows that there may be someone there capable of understanding the danger. Eventually, the Luma reaches Princess Peach. At first, Peach has no idea why this strange little creature has come to her, but she quickly realizes that something is wrong. The Luma's behavior makes it clear that it is frightened and desperate. Peach understands that this is not an ordinary visitor and that the creature is asking for help. Toad is with Peach, and together they begin trying to understand what happened to Rosalina. Peach has no idea that this rescue mission will eventually reveal secrets about her own past. At this point, she simply believes that another innocent person has been kidnapped and needs to be rescued. Her natural instinct is to help, and this becomes the first step toward uncovering the hidden connection between herself and Rosalina. While Peach and Toad prepare to investigate, Mario, Luigi, and Yoshi are dealing with another problem. They are still trying to protect the Mushroom Kingdom from the consequences of Bowser Jr.'s actions. Mario has always been the type of hero who wants to move immediately toward danger, while Luigi tends to think about how dangerous the situation might become. Yoshi brings an unpredictable element to the group because he is still getting used to the brothers and their way of dealing with problems. Despite their differences, the three begin to function as a team. Yoshi is no longer simply a strange dinosaur they encountered during an earlier mission. He has become someone the brothers can depend on, and this becomes particularly important because their next challenge will push them far outside their comfort zone. Bowser Jr. then makes his most dramatic move yet. He targets Princess Peach's castle instead of attacking the building directly. He uses his technology to lift the entire castle from the ground and send it upward. For the people of the Mushroom Kingdom, this is terrifying because the castle represents the heart of their kingdom. Mario and Luigi immediately understand that they cannot allow Bowser Jr. to take it. The brothers, together with Yoshi, rush into action. Their goal is to stop the castle from being carried away and prevent Bowser Jr. from using it as part of his larger plan. But Bowser Jr. has an advantage because he is operating with technology specifically designed for this kind of battle. The confrontation quickly becomes chaotic, with Mario, Luigi, and Yoshi struggling to control the situation while the castle is pulled farther away from the Mushroom Kingdom. The battle eventually causes Peach's castle to fall toward the Honey Hive Galaxy. This is a major turning point in the story because the heroes are suddenly thrown into a completely unfamiliar environment. The Mushroom Kingdom is no longer around them. They are surrounded by the strange beauty and danger of the galaxy. The Honey Hive Galaxy provides the first real indication that the movie is expanding beyond the traditional Mario setting. Instead of familiar fields, castles, and underground areas, the characters now have to deal with an enormous cosmic environment filled with unfamiliar landscapes and dangers. Mario and Luigi are forced to adapt quickly because the rules they are accustomed to following no longer apply in the same way. At the same time, Bowser is still an important part of the conflict. After being defeated and reduced in size, Bowser has been placed in a position where he is no longer the dominant villain everyone fears. However, his personality has not changed. He remains proud, stubborn, and convinced that he should be treated as a powerful king. Mario and Luigi's attempts to rehabilitate him are therefore extremely difficult. They may have defeated Bowser, but they have not defeated his ego. Every interaction between the brothers and Bowser carries the possibility of becoming another argument or confrontation. The unusual situation creates some of the movie's comedy because the former ruler of the Koopas is now being treated almost like a troublesome prisoner who needs to learn how to behave. Mario eventually discovers that Bowser can be manipulated through his pride. Bowser wants to prove that he is still powerful, and Mario understands that challenging his ego may cause him to reveal more strength than he actually intends to use. This creates an unexpected opportunity. Bowser's actions help restore him from his miniature state, bringing the old Bowser back into the conflict. The moment is important because the story begins moving toward a reunion between Bowser and Bowser Jr. Bowser Jr. has been working desperately to rescue his father, but Bowser has not fully understood what his son has been planning. Their relationship is therefore heading toward a confrontation that is as emotional as it is dangerous. Bowser Jr. eventually manages to reach his father, but their reunion does not unfold exactly as Bowser Jr. imagined. He wants his father to be proud of him, yet the methods he has used are extreme. His plan to exploit Rosalina's power and build a universe-destroying weapon reveals how far his desire for approval has gone. Bowser may appreciate his son's determination, but he also sees the danger created by that determination. Nevertheless, Bowser has spent much of his life responding to problems with aggression, and rather than immediately rejecting his old ways, he begins slipping back into his familiar villainous behavior. This creates an important contradiction in his character. He may genuinely care about Bowser Jr., but he still has difficulty understanding how to express that care without encouraging the very behavior that has caused the problem. Meanwhile, Peach and Toad continue following the clues provided by the Lumar. Their search eventually leads them toward the Gateway Galaxy, a strange location filled with unusual characters and dangerous distractions. One of these characters is Yukiki, a mischievous monkey thief who sees an opportunity to steal from the heroes. Toad's backpack becomes the target, and Yukiki manages to take it away. What might initially seem like a small comedic incident becomes important because the stolen belongings eventually lead Peach and Toad toward a hidden casino. The casino is controlled by Wart, another character who becomes involved in the growing mystery. Peach is not easily intimidated by Wart. She understands that he may know more about Rosalina's disappearance than he is willing to admit. Wart attempts to avoid revealing information, but Peach pushes him until he finally gives up an important clue. He reveals that Rosalina has been taken to the space junk galaxy. This information is extremely valuable because Peach now knows where the kidnapped princess is being held. However, Wart is not willing to let Peach simply leave with the information. Instead, he alerts Bowser and Bowser Jr. to Peach's involvement, placing the heroes in even greater danger. Once again, Peach's determination has helped her move closer to Rosalina, but it has also made her a direct target. The situation now becomes increasingly complicated because Mario and Luigi are traveling through space while Peach and Toad are following their own route toward Rosalina. The heroes are separated, but each group is moving toward the same conflict. Mario and Luigi have Yoshi with them, while Peach and Toad have the Lumar guiding them. Eventually, the two groups will have to reunite if they want any chance of defeating Bowser Jr. The problem is that Bowser Jr. has already gained a major advantage. He controls powerful technology, has access to Bowser's strength, and possesses knowledge about the cosmic power surrounding Rosalina. The heroes have courage and determination, but they still do not fully understand what they are fighting against. During this stage of the adventure, the relationship between Mario and Yoshi becomes stronger. Yoshi has already shown that he can be brave, but now he begins to demonstrate that he genuinely considers Mario and Luigi his friends. Mario also learns that being a hero does not mean doing everything alone. In earlier adventures, Mario often rushed directly into danger because he believed he had to save everyone himself, but the Galaxy adventure forces him to rely on Luigi and Yoshi. Their different abilities become essential, and the group gradually becomes more coordinated. Luigi, who sometimes doubts himself, discovers that his cautious nature can actually help the team. Instead of simply following Mario, he begins making important decisions of his own. The brothers also begin to realize that the stakes are far higher than they first imagined. If Bowser Jr. succeeds in draining Rosalina's power, the resulting weapon could destroy countless worlds. This means that saving Rosalina is only one part of the mission. The heroes must also prevent Bowser Jr. from completing the weapon and stop Bowser from returning to full power. The situation has become a race against time. Every moment that the heroes spend separated gives Bowser Jr. another opportunity to strengthen his plan. Eventually, Mario and Luigi are drawn deeper into the Gateway Galaxy while Peach and Toad continue their investigation. Their paths are gradually moving toward one another. The Lumas become increasingly important because they know the cosmic world better than the heroes do. Their knowledge of Rosalina, the Comet Observatory, and the different galaxies becomes essential to the rescue effort. For Mario, Luigi, and Yoshi, the journey is not simply about traveling from one location to another. Every galaxy they encounter tests their courage, teamwork, and ability to trust people they have only recently met. The biggest emotional question, however, remains connected to Peach. She does not yet understand why Rosalina's name and presence seem to create such a strange feeling of familiarity. There is something about Rosalina that Peach cannot explain. The answer will eventually become one of the biggest revelations in the entire movie. For now, Peach simply knows that she has to save her. She does not realize that rescuing Rosalina will also mean discovering the truth about her own childhood and the reason she was brought to the Mushroom Kingdom in the first place. As the heroes continue their separate journeys, Bowser Jr. becomes increasingly confident that his plan will succeed. He believes that once the weapon is activated, he will finally have something powerful enough to make his father proud. But the audience can already see the flaw in his thinking. Bowser Jr. is trying to earn love through destruction, while Rosalina and the Lumas represent a completely different kind of family. Rosalina's strength comes from caring for others, not controlling them. Mario's strength comes from his friendship with Luigi and his willingness to trust Yoshi and the others. Peach's strength comes from her determination to protect people even when she does not understand the full danger. These differences will become crucial when the final conflict arrives. The second stage of the adventure therefore ends with all of the major characters moving closer to one another. Mario, Luigi, and Yoshi are traveling through the galaxy after being separated from Peach. Peach and Toad are following the trail to Rosalina. Bowser Jr. is continuing his plan to exploit cosmic power, while Bowser is gradually being pulled back toward his old identity. The Lumas are desperate to reunite with Rosalina, and an enormous conflict is developing around the space junk galaxy. None of the heroes yet knows exactly how everything will end, but they now understand one thing. This is no longer a simple battle between Mario and Bowser. It is a struggle involving entire galaxies, mysterious cosmic powers, broken family relationships, and secrets from Peach's forgotten past. And as Mario, Luigi, Yoshi, Peach, and Toad move toward their reunion, the real mystery of Princess Rosalina and her connection to Peach is finally about to be revealed. After being separated from Princess Peach and Toad, Mario, Luigi, and Yoshi find themselves facing a completely different kind of adventure. The familiar Mushroom Kingdom is now far behind them, and the heroes have entered a vast cosmic world filled with strange planets, enormous galaxies, and dangers they have never encountered before. Mario tries to remain confident, insisting that they will eventually find Peach and figure out how to stop Bowser Jr. But even he understands that this journey is unlike anything they have experienced before. Luigi is more cautious, constantly reminding his brother that they do not know what might be waiting for them in the next galaxy. Yoshi, meanwhile, reacts to the unfamiliar environment with a mixture of curiosity and excitement. His playful behavior occasionally makes the situation more chaotic, but his loyalty to Mario and Luigi is becoming increasingly obvious. The three characters are slowly transforming from an accidental group into a genuine team, and this becomes essential because their enemies are becoming stronger with every passing moment. Their journey eventually brings them deeper into the Gateway Galaxy, where the heroes discover that reaching Rosalina will not be easy. They need information, transportation, and a way to survive the strange worlds between them and their destination. At the same time, Peach and Toad are following a completely different route after receiving clues about Rosalina's location. The two groups remain separated, but the audience knows that their journeys are connected. Mario wants to find Peach, Peach wants to rescue Rosalina, and Rosalina needs to be saved before Bowser Jr. can use her powers. Every character is therefore moving toward the same conflict from a different direction. This structure allows the movie to explore several characters independently before bringing them together for the larger battle. While Mario, Luigi, and Yoshi are traveling through the Gateway Galaxy, they encounter the mischievous Yukiki. Yukiki is a small monkey-like creature with a talent for stealing anything that catches his attention. The encounter begins as a comic interruption, but it quickly becomes important because Yukiki steals Toad's backpack. The backpack contains belongings that the heroes need, and Toad becomes extremely frustrated when he realizes what has happened. Mario initially wants to chase Yukiki immediately, but Luigi points out that they should understand where the thief is going before rushing into another dangerous situation. Their disagreement once again highlights the difference between the brothers. Mario is naturally impulsive and action-oriented, while Luigi often thinks about the consequences before acting. In the past, this difference sometimes caused tension, but during this adventure it gradually becomes one of their greatest strengths because they can balance each other. Yukiki eventually takes the stolen backpack to a hidden casino, where the heroes discover another unusual character, Wart. The casino is completely different from the heroic environments Mario and his friends are accustomed to. It is flashy, unpredictable, and full of characters who are more interested in profit and entertainment than helping anyone. Peach eventually arrives at the casino while continuing her search for Rosalina, and she quickly understands that Wart knows more than he is admitting. Wart does not want to reveal information because he knows that becoming involved in the conflict could put his own position at risk. Peach, however, refuses to be intimidated. She questions him directly and makes it clear that she will not leave until she knows where Rosalina has been taken. Eventually, Wart gives Peach the information she needs. Rosalina has been taken to the space junk galaxy. This revelation is extremely important because Peach finally has a destination. Until this point, she has been searching almost blindly, following clues from the Lumiand, trying to understand why Rosalina has become such an important figure. Now she knows that Rosalina is being held somewhere in a dangerous region of space. Peach immediately decides that she has to reach her before Bowser Jr. can complete his plan. However, Wart secretly alerts the Bowsers about Peach's investigation, meaning that the villains now know exactly what the heroes are trying to accomplish. Peach's determination has moved the rescue mission forward, but it has also placed her in greater danger. Meanwhile, Mario, Luigi, and Yoshi are dealing with their own problems. Their path eventually leads them toward a confrontation with Bowser Jr. The young villain is becoming increasingly aggressive because he knows that the heroes are trying to interfere with his plan. He cannot allow Mario and Luigi to reach Rosalina, and he is especially determined to keep them away from Bowser. Bowser Jr.'s motivation is not simply hatred. He wants his father to see him as strong and capable. Every time Mario defeats one of his plans, Bowser Jr. feels that he is being humiliated just as his father was. This creates a dangerous cycle in which his desire for approval pushes him toward increasingly extreme actions. Bowser Jr. eventually launches another attack using his advanced equipment. The confrontation is chaotic, and Mario and Luigi are forced to defend themselves, while also protecting Yoshi. The heroes are beginning to understand that Bowser Jr. has access to technology far beyond what they normally encounter in the Mushroom Kingdom. His weapons are not simply designed to defeat individual enemies. They are part of a larger system intended to harness cosmic energy. Mario realizes that the longer they wait, the stronger Bowser Jr.'s plan becomes. The brothers therefore decide that they need to find Peach and Rosalina as quickly as possible. Their next encounter becomes one of the most unusual moments of the adventure. Bowser Jr. manages to use a super scope against Mario and Luigi, and the weapon produces an unexpected effect. The two brothers are transformed into babies. Suddenly, the powerful heroes who have defeated enormous enemies are reduced to tiny versions of themselves. Mario tries to remain brave, but his confidence is undermined by his new condition. Luigi becomes even more nervous, because they are now physically incapable of defending themselves in the way they normally would. Yoshi, however, refuses to abandon them. The situation is funny, but there is genuine danger underneath the comedy. Without their normal strength, Mario and Luigi are vulnerable to almost everything around them. The brothers are eventually threatened by a Tyrannosaurus, turning their strange situation into a genuine survival challenge. Mario and Luigi cannot simply jump into battle as they normally would. They have to depend completely on Yoshi. This gives Yoshi an opportunity to prove exactly what kind of friend he has become, rather than running away. Yoshi searches for the Super Scope and tries to understand how it works. His actions show that he has learned from traveling. With Mario and Luigi, he may still be playful and unpredictable, but when his friends are in serious danger, he becomes incredibly determined. Yoshi eventually manages to recover the Super Scope. With it, he is able to reverse the transformation and restore Mario and Luigi to their normal ages. The brothers are relieved, but the experience changes their attitude. They realize that they cannot continue treating every threat as something they can simply defeat through courage and physical strength. They need to rely on their friends. Yoshi has just saved them, and this creates an even stronger bond between the three characters. Mario, who normally sees himself as the protector, has to accept that he can also be the person who needs protecting. At almost the same time, Luigi discovers a way to communicate with the Lumas. The small creatures respond to his presence and eventually help guide the heroes toward the Comet Observatory. This becomes a major turning point because Mario, Luigi, and Yoshi finally have a path toward Rosalina. The Lumas recognize that these heroes are trying to save their mother, and their willingness to help shows how much trust has developed between the two groups. The heroes are no longer simply outsiders entering a strange galaxy. They are now connected to the Lumas' mission. As the Lumas carry the heroes toward the Comet Observatory, Mario begins thinking about Peach. He does not know where she is, but he believes she is still searching for Rosalina. Luigi reassures him that Peach is capable of taking care of herself. This is an important development because Mario has always been protective of Peach, but the adventure is forcing him to trust her abilities. Peach is not waiting somewhere to be rescued. She is actively searching for answers and taking risks of her own. The movie therefore gives Peach an independent role in the story, rather than making her simply the objective of Mario's mission. When Mario, Luigi, and Yoshi finally approach the Comet Observatory, they are amazed by its beauty. The enormous observatory floats among the stars, surrounded by cosmic energy and Lumas. For Mario and Luigi, it is unlike anything they have seen before. The building feels almost magical, but there is also an emotional sadness because Rosalina is still missing. The Lumas have been waiting for her return, and their concern reminds the heroes that this rescue mission is about more than stopping a villain. Rosalina is a mother figure whose children are waiting desperately for her. Meanwhile, Peach and Toad are continuing their own journey toward the same location. Their search through the Gateway Galaxy has exposed them to strange environments and dangerous characters, but Peach refuses to turn back. Her determination is strengthened by the mysterious connection she feels whenever Rosalina is mentioned. She cannot explain why she feels that Rosalina is somehow important to her personally. At first, she assumes it is simply because they are both princesses facing danger. But the closer she gets to Rosalina, the stronger this unexplained feeling becomes. Eventually, Peach, Toad, Mario, Luigi, and Yoshi are reunited. Their meeting is emotional because everyone has been through separate dangers to reach this point. Mario is relieved to see Peach alive, while Peach is equally relieved that Mario and Luigi survived their journey. Yoshi is also welcomed as a full member of the group. The heroes now have everything they need to continue the rescue mission. Mario and Luigi's experience, Yoshi's abilities, Peach's leadership, Toad's loyalty, and the Luma's knowledge of the galaxy. But before they can move forward, they need transportation capable of carrying them through the dangerous regions of Space. This is where Fox McCloud enters the story. Fox is an experienced pilot who can navigate the galaxy in his R-Wing. His arrival gives the heroes a way to travel toward Rosalina's location and eventually confront Bowser Jr. The R-Wing becomes an important symbol of how far the adventure has expanded. Mario and Luigi began the story walking through familiar locations in the Mushroom Kingdom. Now they are traveling through outer space in a spacecraft, alongside characters and creatures from completely different worlds. The universe of the movie has become much larger than the heroes ever imagined. However, their journey is immediately threatened by another attack from Bowser Jr. He refuses to allow the heroes to reach Rosalina. His determination becomes almost desperate because he knows that if they rescue her, his entire plan will collapse. Fox attempts to evade the attack, but the situation becomes increasingly dangerous. The R-Wing eventually crash lands in Fossil Falls, forcing the heroes to continue their journey on foot. Once again, Bowser Jr.'s attacks demonstrate that he is willing to risk everything to accomplish his goal. The crash also creates another opportunity for the characters to work together. Instead of becoming discouraged, Mario and Luigi immediately begin thinking about what they can do next. Peach remains focused on Rosalina, while Yoshi helps protect the group. Toad continues to provide support, despite being frightened by the dangers around them. Fox demonstrates that although he is an experienced pilot, he cannot solve every problem for them. The group must depend on one another. At this point in the story, the emotional relationship between the characters becomes increasingly important. Mario and Luigi are brothers who have always relied on each other. Yoshi is becoming their trusted friend. Peach and Toad have developed their own partnership during the search for Rosalina. Fox has joined them as an ally. The Lumas see Rosalina as their mother and are desperate to rescue her. These different relationships all reinforce the same idea. The heroes are powerful because they are connected to one another, but the greatest revelation is still waiting for Peach at the Comet Observatory. When she finally encounters Rosalina, the two princesses immediately sense something unusual. Rosalina recognizes a connection that Peach does not understand. Their powers respond to each other, suggesting that their relationship is far deeper than anyone expected. When they touch hands, cosmic energy surrounds them, creating a moment that changes Peach's understanding of her own identity. Rosalina then begins explaining the truth. Peach and Rosalina are sisters, connected by a shared cosmic origin. They were born from stardust, but their lives were separated long ago. Rosalina had sent infant Peach away to the Mushroom Kingdom because she wanted to protect her from an unknown attacker. Peach had grown up without knowing the truth, believing that the Mushroom Kingdom was simply the place where her life began. Now she learns that her past stretches far beyond the kingdom and into the stars. For Peach, the revelation is overwhelming. She suddenly understands why she has always felt different and why her connection to Rosalina seemed familiar. For Rosalina, the moment is equally emotional because she has finally found the sister she lost. The Lumas are also relieved because their mother has been reunited with someone who is part of her own family. Mario and Luigi witness the revelation and realize that their mission has become even more important. They are not simply rescuing a princess anymore. They are protecting a family and preventing a cosmic catastrophe. The discovery also changes the meaning of Bowser Jr.'s plan. By trying to steal Rosalina's power, he has accidentally placed Peach's sister in danger. The heroes now understand that they must stop him before he can destroy Rosalina or activate the universe-destroying cannon. Peach's newfound cosmic powers may become the key to defeating the villains, but she still needs to understand how to control them. Rosalina must therefore guide her while also recovering from everything Bowser Jr. has done to her. As the heroes prepare for the next stage of their journey, the story reaches a crucial point. Mario, Luigi, Yoshi, Peach, Toad, Fox, Rosalina, and the Lumas are finally united, but their greatest enemy is waiting for them. Bowser Jr.'s plan has created a new world dedicated to his father, and the final confrontation is approaching. The heroes now have the knowledge they were missing, but knowledge alone will not be enough. They will have to travel to planet Bowser, face both Bowser and Bowser Jr., survive their most dangerous battle yet, and find a way to stop the cosmic weapon before it is too late. The journey that began with a simple birthday celebration has therefore transformed into a battle for the fate of the universe. Mario and Luigi have discovered the importance of trusting their friends. Yoshi has proven that he is more than just a comic companion. Peach has discovered the truth about her family, and Rosalina has finally been reunited with her long-lost sister. But the Bowsers are still waiting, and Bowser Jr. is closer than ever to achieving his goal. The heroes now prepare for the final journey toward Planet Bowser, where their friendships, courage, and newly discovered cosmic powers will all be tested. After the heroes finally reunite in the galaxy, the entire direction of their mission changes. Until this point, Mario, Luigi, Yoshi, Peach, and Toad have been focused on one simple objective: finding Princess Rosalina and stopping Bowser Jr. from using her cosmic powers. But once they reach the Comet Observatory and Peach comes face to face with Rosalina, the adventure becomes much more personal. Rosalina has been weakened by Bowser Jr.'s attempt to exploit her powers, while the Lumas are desperate to have their mother and protector back. Peach immediately feels that there is something strangely familiar about Rosalina, although she cannot explain why. Rosalina also looks at Peach with a mixture of surprise and emotion, as though she has discovered something she has been waiting many years to find. The atmosphere becomes quieter and more emotional after so much action, allowing the characters to understand that the connection between these two princesses is far more important than anyone initially realized. Rosalina explains that the story of their family began long before Peach ever arrived in the Mushroom Kingdom. According to the revelation, Peach and Rosalina are sisters who share a special cosmic origin. They were born from stardust, which explains the extraordinary connection between them and the unusual powers that Peach has displayed throughout her life. Peach has never understood why she possesses abilities that seem different from those of ordinary people in the Mushroom Kingdom. She always assumed that her life began there, surrounded by the kingdom and its people. Now she discovers that her true origins are connected to the stars. This revelation completely changes how she sees herself. She is still the princess of the Mushroom Kingdom, but she is also part of something much older and more mysterious. Rosalina then reveals one of the most painful parts of their shared history. When Peach was still an infant, Rosalina understood that an unknown threat was approaching. She feared that the danger could eventually reach Peach, so she made the heartbreaking decision to send the baby away to the Mushroom Kingdom. The purpose was not to abandon Peach, but to protect her. Rosalina believed that the Mushroom Kingdom would provide a safer environment where her younger sister could grow up, away from the dangers surrounding their cosmic family. Peach therefore grew up without knowing that she had a sister, or that someone in the stars had been watching over her. For years, Rosalina carried the memory of Peach with her, while Peach lived an entirely different life, unaware of the truth. For Peach, this revelation is difficult to process. She has spent her entire life believing that she belongs completely to the Mushroom Kingdom, and now she learns that another part of her identity exists far beyond it. She wonders why Rosalina never came for her and why she was forced to grow up without knowing her real family. Rosalina understands these questions and explains that her decision was made out of love. She wanted Peach to have a chance at a normal life, away from the danger that surrounded them. Rosalina's actions therefore become an example of sacrifice. She gave up the chance to raise her sister directly because she believed that protecting Peach from a distance was the only way to keep her safe. The emotional weight of this discovery becomes even stronger when Peach and Rosalina reach toward each other. The moment their hands touch, their shared power responds. Cosmic energy begins surrounding them, revealing that their connection is not simply emotional or biological. Their powers are linked at a much deeper level. The stars themselves seem to respond to their reunion. For Peach, this is proof that everything Rosalina has told her is true. For Rosalina, it is the moment she finally regains a family member she believed she had lost forever. The Lumas also react to the reunion because they recognize how important Rosalina's happiness is to them. Their mother has been carrying the memory of her sister for years, and now the two are finally together again. Mario watches Peach during this moment and realizes that she has changed. Before this revelation, Peach was already a courageous leader, but now she has a completely different understanding of what she is capable of. Mario wants to support her, but he also understands that this is something Peach has to discover for herself. Luigi similarly recognizes that the truth about Peach gives her a new purpose. In the battle against Bowser Jr., the brothers have spent much of their lives fighting enemies with physical strength and power-ups, but Peach's connection to the cosmos may provide a different kind of strength. Yoshi also becomes an important part of the group during this stage of the story. Although he does not understand every detail of the cosmic revelation, he recognizes that Peach and Rosalina are emotionally connected. His loyalty remains simple and sincere. He does not need to understand the entire history of the universe to know that his friends are in danger and that he needs to help them. This is one of the qualities that makes Yoshi such an effective companion. He does not overthink his loyalty. When someone he cares about needs help, he acts. While the heroes experience this emotional reunion, the danger created by Bowser Jr. continues to grow. Rosalina explains that her powers were targeted because they can influence enormous cosmic forces. Bowser Jr. wants to use those powers to fuel his weapon, and if he succeeds, the consequences could be catastrophic. The heroes therefore cannot remain at the Comet Observatory for long. They need to move toward the source of the threat before Bowser Jr. can complete his plan. Peach now understands that she may have the ability to help Rosalina, but she has not yet learned how to fully control the cosmic power they share. Meanwhile, Bowser Jr. continues preparing his ultimate plan. His obsession with his father has reached a dangerous level. He wants Bowser to see him as a powerful heir and believes that creating a universe-threatening weapon will prove that he is worthy. But Bowser himself is beginning to recognize the emotional damage caused by his son's actions. Bowser Jr. has become so desperate for approval that he is willing to sacrifice entire worlds. The irony is that the very thing he is doing to make his father proud may actually push Bowser farther away from him. Bowser's own behavior also becomes more complicated during this stage. He has always been presented as Mario's greatest enemy, but his relationship with Bowser Jr. reveals another side of him. Bowser may be selfish and aggressive, but he does care about his son. He simply does not know how to express that care in a healthy way. For years, his identity has been based on power, conquest, and domination. Bowser Jr. has learned those same values and interpreted them as the path to earning his father's respect. This creates a cycle in which the father teaches his son that strength is everything, and the son then takes that lesson to an extreme. Mario and Luigi begin preparing for the next stage of the mission. They know that they cannot simply walk into Bowser Jr.'s territory and expect to win. They need transportation, information, and a strategy. Fox McCloud becomes an essential part of this plan because his Arwing can carry the heroes through the dangerous regions of space. Fox understands the risks of traveling through unfamiliar galaxies and is able to guide the group toward the next destination. His presence also gives the adventure a wider feeling because Mario's world is now interacting with characters from another universe. Toad remains another important member of the team, although he is not as physically powerful as Mario, Luigi, or Yoshi. His loyalty and determination repeatedly help the group. Toad has been with Peach through much of the investigation, and his courage grows as the danger becomes more serious. He is often frightened, but he does not abandon his friends. This reinforces one of the movie's recurring messages. Courage does not mean that someone is never afraid. Courage means continuing to help others despite that fear. The heroes eventually learn that Bowser Jr. has created a new world that will serve as the center of his father's power. This world becomes known as Planet Bowser. It is more than a simple base. It represents Bowser Jr.'s obsession with his father's legacy. He has essentially created an entire environment dedicated to Bowser, believing that this achievement will prove how much he deserves his father's admiration. But Planet Bowser is also a symbol of the destructive path Bowser Jr. has chosen. Everything about it reflects power, danger, and domination. Peach now understands that the final confrontation is unavoidable. She could remain with Rosalina and allow Mario and the others to handle the battle, but she refuses. Rosalina's condition has shown her how dangerous Bowser Jr.'s plan is, and Peach realizes that her own cosmic powers may be essential to stopping it. She therefore decides to fight alongside Mario rather than remain behind. This is another important moment in Peach's character development because she is no longer fighting simply because she wants to. Protect the Mushroom Kingdom. She is fighting to protect her sister, the Lumas, her friends, and potentially every world threatened by Bowser Jr.'s weapon. Rosalina, however, is still weakened. The attempt to drain her powers has taken a serious toll on her. She knows that the heroes are about to enter an extremely dangerous battle, but she also knows that Peach may have the potential to stop the weapon. Their relationship has therefore developed quickly from uncertainty into mutual trust. Rosalina begins guiding Peach and helping her understand how their shared powers work. Peach learns that the cosmic energy inside her is not simply a weapon. It can also be used to protect, heal, and create. This distinction becomes extremely important later. Bowser Jr. views cosmic power as something to be extracted and converted into destructive energy. Peach and Rosalina view it as something that should be respected and used responsibly. The same power therefore represents two completely different philosophies. One side wants to control the universe, while the other wants to preserve it. This conflict gives the final battle a deeper meaning than simply Mario vs. Bowser. As the group prepares to leave the Comet Observatory, the Lumas gather around Rosalina. They are nervous because they know that their mother may be heading toward another dangerous confrontation. Rosalina reassures them, but she also understands the seriousness of what is about to happen. Peach promises that she will help protect them. This moment strengthens the bond between Peach and the Lumas as well. She is not simply Rosalina's sister anymore. She has begun to become part of the family that Rosalina created among the stars. The heroes then begin their journey toward planet Bowser. Fox, Toad, and the Lumas work together to operate the Comet Observatory and transport the group through space. Mario, Luigi, Yoshi, and Peach prepare to face the Bowsers directly. Their roles are now clearly defined. Mario will lead the confrontation. Luigi will support his brother. Yoshi will use his unique abilities to assist them. And Peach will use the cosmic powers she shares with Rosalina. Everyone understands that the outcome of this mission will determine the fate of Rosalina, the Mushroom Kingdom, and countless other worlds. As they approach planet Bowser, the atmosphere becomes darker and more intense. The heroes can see the scale of what Bowser Jr. has created. It is clear that the young villain has poured everything he has into this project. Mario realizes that this will be one of the most dangerous battles of his life. Luigi is nervous, but he refuses to turn back. Yoshi remains determined. Peach looks toward the planet with a mixture of fear and confidence because she now knows that she has a family connection to the cosmic forces surrounding them. At the same time, Bowser and Bowser Jr. are preparing for the arrival of their enemies. Bowser sees Mario as the ultimate symbol of his defeat, while Bowser Jr. sees Mario as the person who prevented him from proving himself. Their anger therefore has different origins, but it is directed toward the same opponent. What neither of them fully understands is that the heroes are no longer the same group they were at the beginning of the movie. They have grown stronger through their experiences, and their relationships have given them abilities and motivation that they did not possess before. The final preparations also reveal how much Mario and Luigi have changed. At the beginning of the adventure, Mario was ready to rush into danger without thinking, while Luigi was often worried about what could go wrong. Now they are able to combine those qualities. Mario provides courage and momentum, while Luigi provides careful thinking and support. Their brotherhood remains the foundation of their strength. Yoshi has become another part of that bond, proving that friendship can grow even between characters who initially know almost nothing about each other. Peach's transformation is perhaps the most significant of all. She began the movie as the confidant ruler of the Mushroom Kingdom, but she now knows that she is also connected to the stars and to Rosalina. Instead of allowing this revelation to overwhelm her, she chooses to use it as motivation. She understands that the past cannot be changed, but the future can still be protected. Her relationship with Rosalina gives her something personal to fight for, while her love for the Mushroom Kingdom gives her another reason to succeed. As planet Bowser grows larger in the distance, everyone becomes silent. The final battle is now unavoidable. Rosalina remains aboard the Comet Observatory with the Lumas, while Peach prepares to use the power they share. Mario, Luigi, and Yoshi prepare to confront Bowser, and Bowser Jr., Fox, and Toad take responsibility for supporting the mission from above. Every character now has a role to play. The journey toward planet Bowser marks the end of the hero's search and the beginning of the final confrontation. Rosalina has been found. Peach has discovered the truth about her family. Yoshi has proven himself as a true friend. And Mario and Luigi have learned to rely on their entire team. But Bowser Jr.'s weapon is almost ready. And Bowser is waiting for Mario. The fate of the galaxy is about to be decided. And the heroes know. As the heroes finally approach planet Bowser, the scale of the danger becomes clear. What began as Bowser Jr.'s attempt to impress his father has transformed into a threat capable of affecting entire galaxies. The planet itself is unlike anything Mario, Luigi, Peach, Yoshi, or Toad have seen before. It is designed around Bowser's image and power, with enormous structures, dangerous landscapes, and an atmosphere that makes it feel as though the entire world has been transformed into a fortress. From the Comet Observatory, Fox McCloud helps guide the group toward their destination, while the Lumas work alongside him. Mario, Luigi, Yoshi, and Peach prepare themselves for the confrontation ahead. Everyone understands that there is no longer any possibility of simply running away. Rosalina has been rescued, Peach has discovered the truth about her origins, and now the heroes must prevent Bowser Jr. from using cosmic power to carry out his destructive plan. When the heroes finally reach planet Bowser, they begin moving toward the center of Bowser's stronghold. Mario knows that the best way to stop the threat is to confront Bowser directly. Luigi stays close to him, while Yoshi remains ready to assist whenever necessary. Peach is also prepared to use the cosmic power she shares with Rosalina, although she is still learning how to control it. Unlike Mario, Peach understands that this battle cannot be won through physical strength alone. The cosmic energy surrounding planet Bowser is connected to Rosalina and the Lumas, and Peach realizes that she may have to use her newly discovered abilities to protect them. The heroes therefore divide their responsibilities. Mario and Luigi will confront the Bowsers, while Peach's connection with Rosalina may become the key to reversing the damage caused by Bowser Jr.'s plan. As they move through the planet, the heroes encounter numerous obstacles created by Bowser Jr. The young villain has prepared his base specifically to stop Mario and Luigi, and every section of the planet seems designed to slow them down. Mario jumps over dangerous gaps, avoids traps, and uses familiar power-ups to continue moving forward. Luigi assists him whenever he can, while Yoshi uses his unique abilities to reach areas that the brothers cannot easily access. Their teamwork demonstrates how much they have grown since the beginning of the adventure. Earlier, Mario might have tried to solve everything alone, but now he understands that every member of the team has something valuable to contribute. Eventually, Mario and Peach find themselves approaching a massive bridge leading toward Bowser's central fortress. The bridge stretches over an enormous lava moat, creating a dangerous battlefield where there is almost no room for mistakes. Bowser appears before them, once again presenting himself as the powerful ruler he believes he should be. Mario immediately recognizes his old enemy, but this confrontation is different from their previous battles. Bowser is no longer simply fighting to capture Peach or conquer the Mushroom Kingdom. He is also dealing with the complicated relationship he has with his son. Bowser Jr. has gone far beyond what Bowser himself originally expected, and even Bowser realizes that his son's desire to prove himself has become dangerous. Mario and Bowser begin their confrontation. Bowser's enormous strength makes him a formidable opponent, and Mario has to use every skill he has learned throughout his adventures. Peach remains close enough to help but understands that Mario needs to confront Bowser directly. Luigi and Yoshi are also nearby, ready to intervene if the situation becomes too dangerous. The battle is filled with physical attacks, jumps, evasive maneuvers, and power-ups, but Mario gradually begins to gain the advantage. Bowser becomes increasingly frustrated because Mario represents everything he hates about his own history. Every time Mario defeats him, Bowser feels reminded of the humiliation he suffered before. Eventually, Mario manages to knock Bowser from the bridge and into the lava below. For a moment, it appears that the battle is over. Mario believes that the enormous enemy has finally been defeated, but Bowser survives. The lava transforms him into a skeletal version of himself, making the villain even more frightening. Instead of being destroyed, Bowser emerges from the lava as a more monstrous figure. His survival proves that the final battle will not be easy. Mario realizes that defeating Bowser physically may not be enough. The Bowsers are driven by something deeper than simple conquest, and that emotional conflict will eventually become part of the resolution. While Mario is fighting Bowser, Luigi and Yoshi are dealing with Bowser Jr. The young villain has his own creations and weapons, designed to overwhelm the heroes. He refuses to surrender because he believes that giving up would mean admitting that he has failed his father. His desperation becomes increasingly obvious. Bowser Jr. has spent so much time trying to prove that he is worthy of Bowser's approval, that he cannot imagine another way to define himself. Even when the heroes tell him that his actions could destroy countless worlds, he continues fighting because he believes victory will finally earn him the recognition he wants. Luigi understands something important about Bowser Jr. He realizes that the young villain is not simply evil for the sake of being evil. He is also a child desperate for his father's approval. Luigi has experienced something very different with Mario. His brother may tease him and sometimes push him into dangerous situations, but Mario has always valued him as a partner. Luigi therefore recognizes the emotional difference between being supported by family and desperately trying to earn a parent's attention. This allows him to understand Bowser Jr. in a way Mario might not immediately recognize. The battle becomes increasingly chaotic when one of Bowser Jr.'s creations begins to turn against him. The creation has become so dangerous that it no longer responds properly to Bowser Jr.'s commands. Instead of helping him, it becomes a threat to his own life. Bowser Jr. suddenly finds himself trapped by the very force he created. This is a crucial moment because it demonstrates the consequences of his obsession. The weapon he created to prove his strength has become the thing most likely to destroy him. Mario sees what is happening and realizes that Bowser Jr. is in genuine danger. Despite everything Bowser Jr. has done, Mario refuses to let him die. He could simply leave the young villain to face the consequences of his actions, but Mario chooses to save him. This decision reveals the difference between Mario and the Bowsers. Mario fights his enemies, but he does not want unnecessary death or destruction. He understands that Bowser Jr. has made terrible choices, but he also sees that the young villain can still change. Mario intervenes and destroys the dangerous creation before it can kill Bowser Jr. This act of mercy becomes one of the most important moments of the entire movie. Bowser Jr. is shocked. He has spent the entire adventure believing that Mario is his greatest enemy, yet Mario has just saved his life. The moment forces him to reconsider what he has been doing. He wanted to prove that he was powerful, but Mario demonstrates a different kind of strength. Instead of destroying an enemy, Mario chooses to save him. Bowser Jr. begins to understand that power does not necessarily mean domination. True strength can also mean protecting someone who does not deserve your kindness. At the same time, Peach is facing another urgent problem. Rosalina's condition has become extremely serious because of the damage caused when Bowser Jr. attempted to drain her cosmic powers. Peach realizes that her sister may not survive much longer. She reaches out to Rosalina and uses the cosmic energy connecting them. The Lumas gather around them, adding their own energy and support. Peach refuses to give up on Rosalina. She has only recently discovered that Rosalina is her sister, but the emotional bond between them is already powerful. Peach's determination becomes the driving force behind her attempt to save Rosalina. The cosmic energy begins to respond to Peach and Rosalina's connection. Instead of behaving like the destructive force Bowser Jr. wanted to exploit, the energy becomes something restorative. This reveals an important truth about the universe's power. It is not inherently good or evil. Its effect depends on how it is used. Bowser Jr. wanted to turn it into a weapon, but Peach and Rosalina use it to heal and create. The contrast between them provides the emotional and thematic heart of the final act. As Peach continues using her power, Rosalina begins to recover. The Lumas are overjoyed to see their mother returning to strength. Peach realizes that the connection between them gives her access to something far greater than she ever imagined. She can feel the cosmic energy moving through her, but instead of being frightened by it, she learns to embrace it. Rosalina guides her and helps her understand that the power comes from their shared connection. Peach is no longer simply discovering her past. She is discovering a new ability that can help shape the future. Meanwhile, Mario, Luigi, and Yoshi continue fighting against the Bowsers. Mario uses a variety of power-ups to increase his strength, while Luigi and Yoshi work together to create openings. Their teamwork becomes crucial because Bowser's skeletal form is extremely difficult to defeat. The villain refuses to give up, even after suffering enormous damage. Bowser's determination is partly fueled by his pride, but his relationship with Bowser Jr. is also affecting his behavior. He begins to realize that his son has risked everything because he wanted to make him proud. Eventually, Bowser sees that Mario saved Bowser Jr. This moment changes something inside him. Bowser has spent years teaching his son that strength means defeating enemies. Yet Mario has demonstrated a different kind of strength by protecting his son. Bowser begins to recognize that his own behavior may have contributed to Bowser Jr.'s desperation. Although he does not immediately become a completely different character, he starts understanding that his son needs a father, not simply a powerful ruler to impress. The emotional conflict between Bowser and Bowser Jr. therefore becomes just as important as the physical battle. Bowser Jr. finally has to confront the truth that his father did not need him to destroy the universe. What he wanted most was to be recognized and loved. Bowser, in turn, begins to understand that he has allowed his obsession with power to influence the way his son thinks. The two have spent much of their lives communicating through conquest, but now they are being forced to communicate through vulnerability. Mario, Luigi, and Yoshi eventually manage to weaken Bowser enough to stop the immediate threat. However, the damage to planet Bowser has already been enormous. The planet is unstable, the cosmic energy has been disrupted, and the heroes realize that simply defeating the villains will not restore everything that has been destroyed. The universe needs to be repaired. This is where Peach and Rosalina's powers become essential. Peach and Rosalina combine their cosmic abilities once again. Instead of using the energy as a weapon, they direct it toward the damaged world. The transformation is extraordinary. The destroyed landscape begins changing, and the energy reshapes the planet. What was originally created as a world dedicated to Bowser becomes something new. The sisters use their powers to terraform planet Bowser, turning it into a beautiful new world, rather than allowing it to remain a monument to destruction. The transformation represents one of the movie's strongest messages. The heroes do not simply destroy the villain's world and walk away. They take something that was created through hatred and obsession and transform it into something capable of supporting life. Peach and Rosalina's powers become symbols of renewal. Their ability to create contrasts directly with Bowser Jr.'s desire to destroy. The sisters show that the greatest form of cosmic power is not the ability to eliminate enemies but the ability to build something better afterward. As the new world begins taking shape, the Lumas rejoice. Rosalina is alive, Peach has discovered her true family, and the immediate cosmic threat has been stopped. Mario, Luigi, and Yoshi stand together after the battle, exhausted but relieved. They have survived dangers far beyond anything they expected when the adventure began. Mario looks toward Peach and realizes how much she has changed. Peach is still the princess he knew, but she now carries a much deeper understanding of herself and the universe. The Bowsers are eventually taken into custody. Fox helps transport them away, and for a brief moment, Bowser and Bowser Jr. are forced to accept the consequences of their actions. Yet their story is not entirely tragic. Bowser Jr. has learned that his obsession with proving himself nearly destroyed everything, including himself. Bowser has learned that his son does not need to earn his love through violence. Their relationship remains complicated, but there is now a possibility that it can become healthier. The heroes eventually return toward the Mushroom Kingdom. Their journey home feels very different from their journey outward. At the beginning, Mario and Luigi were simply trying to protect their kingdom. Now they are returning as heroes who have traveled through galaxies, met new allies, discovered ancient secrets, and helped save the universe. Yoshi is now fully accepted as part of their group, while Peach carries the knowledge that Rosalina is her sister. Back in the Mushroom Kingdom, the rebuilding process begins. Peach's castle has suffered damage, and everyone joins together to restore it. Mario, Luigi, and Yoshi help the Toads with the reconstruction. The Lumas also remain nearby, enjoying the peaceful atmosphere after everything they have experienced. Rosalina is finally reunited with the people she loves, and Peach has a new understanding of her family. The final part of this adventure also brings the story back to the Gateway Galaxy, where Yukiki attempts to continue his old habit of stealing. However, Princess Daisy appears and prevents him from committing another robbery. This small comedic moment provides a lighter ending after the enormous cosmic battle. It also suggests that the universe has returned to a more peaceful state. The characters can finally relax, knowing that Bowser Jr.'s weapon has been stopped and Rosalina is safe. The events on Planet Bowser therefore complete the central emotional journey of the movie. Mario proves that heroism means protecting others even when they are enemies. Luigi proves that courage can exist alongside fear. Yoshi proves that a new friend can become family. Peach discovers that her identity extends beyond the Mushroom Kingdom and that she shares a powerful bond with Rosalina. Rosalina finally reunites with her younger sister and returns to the Lumas. Bowser Jr. learns that love cannot be earned through destruction, while Bowser begins to understand the responsibility that comes with being a father. Most importantly, the universe itself has been saved not through destruction but through cooperation and creation. The cosmic power that Bowser Jr. wanted to use as a weapon becomes the force that restores a damaged world. Peach and Rosalina prove that their shared abilities can be used for healing rather than destruction. Mario, Luigi, and Yoshi prove that friendship and teamwork can overcome enemies who appear overwhelmingly powerful. And the Mushroom Kingdom, once again, becomes a place where the heroes can return home after an extraordinary adventure. Yet even after the celebration begins, the characters understand that their lives will never be exactly the same. Peach now knows that she has a sister among the stars. Rosalina has a family connection to the Mushroom Kingdom. The Lumas have gained another person they can trust. Mario and Luigi have discovered that their adventures can take them far beyond their own world, and Yoshi has become an important part of their team. The galaxy is no longer an unknown place to them. It has become another part of their world, filled with friends, mysteries, and possibilities for future adventures. After the enormous battle on Planet Bowser, the heroes finally begin to understand just how close the universe came to destruction. Mario, Luigi, Yoshi, and Peach have survived one of the most dangerous battles of their lives, but the victory does not immediately bring everything back to normal. The planet created by Bowser Jr. has been severely damaged. Rosalina has only just recovered from the effects of the power-draining machine, and the Lumas are still shaken by everything that happened to their mother. Even though Bowser Jr.'s weapon has been stopped, the consequences of his plan remain visible everywhere. The heroes therefore have one final responsibility. They must make sure that the destruction caused by the Bowsers does not become permanent. This is where Peach and Rosalina's newly discovered connection becomes more important than ever, because their cosmic abilities may be powerful enough not only to defeat enemies, but also to restore what has been damaged. Peach stands beside Rosalina and looks across the ruined landscape of Planet Bowser. Only moments earlier, this world had been a symbol of Bowser Jr.'s obsession with his father. He had created it to represent Bowser's power and to provide a base for the weapon that would supposedly make his father proud. But now that plan has collapsed. The structures are damaged, the landscape is unstable, and the cosmic energy that once fueled the weapon is no longer under the control of the Bowsers. Peach realizes that simply leaving the planet behind would mean allowing the destruction to remain. Rosalina agrees that the planet can be changed. Instead of destroying what remains, they decide to use the same cosmic power that Bowser Jr. wanted to weaponize for a completely different purpose. Their goal is to transform the damaged world into a place where life can exist again. This decision represents one of the most important ideas in the entire story. Throughout the movie, different characters have viewed power in completely different ways. Bowser Jr. believes power is something that must be controlled so that he can prove his worth. Bowser has traditionally used power to conquer and dominate. Mario and Luigi use their abilities to protect their friends and defeat threats. Rosalina uses cosmic power to care for the Lumas, while Peach is learning to use the same force responsibly. Now Peach and Rosalina demonstrate the greatest possible contrast to Bowser Jr.'s philosophy. Instead of using power to destroy, they use it to create. Instead of turning their victory into revenge, they turn it into renewal. Peach reaches out toward Rosalina, and the two sisters once again connect their hands. The moment their powers combine, the atmosphere around them begins to change. A tremendous wave of cosmic energy spreads outward from the sisters, but this time it does not behave like a destructive weapon. The energy moves across the surface of the planet, reaching damaged areas and transforming them. The barren landscape begins to change as the cosmic force reshapes the terrain. What once looked like a fortress created for war slowly becomes something new. The process is not instantaneous in an emotional sense because Peach and Rosalina must concentrate on what they are doing. They are not simply repairing buildings. They are creating a new future for the world. The Lumas become part of the process as well. Their connection to Rosalina allows them to help guide the cosmic energy. The small creatures, who spent much of the adventure frightened and helpless after Rosalina was kidnapped, are now actively participating in the restoration of the planet. Their involvement is symbolic because the Lumas have gone from being victims of Bowser Jr.'s plan to becoming part of the force that defeats it. The villain wanted to take their mother's power away from her, but the Lumas help return that power to a positive purpose. Their joy grows as they watch the transformation take place. Mario watches the sisters working together and realizes how far Peach has come. At the beginning of the adventure, Peach had no idea that she had a connection to the stars. She was simply trying to help a mysterious Luma and rescue Rosalina. Now she is standing alongside her long-lost sister and helping reshape an entire world. Mario is proud of Peach, but he also understands that her discovery is about more than gaining new powers. Peach has discovered a part of herself that had been hidden for her entire life. She now knows where she came from, why she was separated from Rosalina, and why her connection to the cosmos has always been so strong. Luigi also reflects on everything that happened. He remembers how frightened he was during several moments of the journey, particularly when he and Mario were transformed into babies, and later when they faced the Bowsers. Yet he never abandoned his brother or the others. Luigi realizes that bravery is not about never being afraid. It is about continuing forward even when fear is present. Mario agrees with him, reminding Luigi that they have always been strongest when they work together. Their brotherly relationship has been tested repeatedly throughout the adventure, but each challenge has made them closer. Yoshi also receives recognition for his role in the victory. When Mario and Luigi were transformed into babies, Yoshi was the one who found the Super Scope and restored them. During the battles on Planet Bowser, he repeatedly helped the brothers survive situations they could not have handled alone. Yoshi's role is therefore no longer that of a temporary companion. He has become a genuine member of the team. Mario and Luigi treat him like a friend rather than simply a creature they happen to encounter. Yoshi's playful nature remains intact, but now everyone knows that behind that playful personality is someone willing to risk himself for his friends. Meanwhile, Bowser and Bowser Jr. face the consequences of their actions. Fox McCloud is responsible for transporting them away from the battlefield. Bowser is frustrated that his latest plan has failed, but his emotions are more complicated than anger. He has witnessed his son's obsession with proving himself and now realizes how dangerous that obsession became. Bowser Jr. nearly destroyed himself while trying to earn his father's approval. For perhaps the first time, Bowser has to seriously consider whether his own behavior helped create the problem. He has spent years presenting himself as a powerful king, but now he must think about what kind of father he wants to be. Bowser Jr. is also changed by what happened. He remembers that Mario could have allowed his dangerous creation to kill him, but instead Mario intervened and saved his life. This act of mercy creates a conflict inside Bowser Jr. He has spent the entire movie treating Mario as an enemy who must be defeated, yet Mario showed him compassion at the moment when he needed it most. Bowser Jr. begins to understand that strength is not simply about being able to defeat someone. It can also mean having the courage to save someone who has harmed you. The lesson is difficult for him because it challenges everything he has believed about power. Bowser Jr. also begins to understand that his father never needed him to destroy the universe. His entire plan was based on a misunderstanding of what it means to make someone proud. He thought Bowser would only respect him if he became more powerful than everyone else. But the crisis shows that what Bowser really cares about is his son's safety. Their relationship remains imperfect, but the possibility of change is now present. Instead of continuing to encourage Bowser Jr. to seek power at any cost, Bowser begins recognizing that he needs to guide his son differently. Fox eventually takes the Bowsers away from planet Bowser and toward prison. His role in the adventure has been important because he provided the transportation the heroes needed when they were stranded in space. Fox has also witnessed the transformation of the conflict from a simple battle between Mario and Bowser into a cosmic struggle involving entire galaxies. As he prepares to leave, he knows that his part in the adventure is coming to an end. He has helped the heroes reach their destination, survive the journey, and return safely after the battle. Once the Bowsers are taken away, the atmosphere becomes much calmer. For the first time since Rosalina was kidnapped, the heroes can breathe without immediately expecting another attack. Mario, Luigi, Yoshi, Peach, and Toad gather together while the Lumas remain close to Rosalina. Everyone has been through an exhausting journey, but there is also a sense of accomplishment. They succeeded in their most important mission. Rosalina is alive, the cosmic weapon has been stopped, and the universe has survived. Peach and Rosalina continue their work on planet Bowser. Their cosmic energy spreads farther across the damaged world, changing the environment completely. The dark and threatening landscape slowly becomes a new world filled with possibilities. This transformation is not simply a visual spectacle. It represents the sisters reclaiming power that was once used against them. Bowser Jr. wanted to use Rosalina's energy to create destruction, but Peach and Rosalina turn that same energy into life. Their ability to transform the planet demonstrates that the legacy of the Bowsers does not have to define its future. Eventually, the new world is complete enough to support life. The heroes look around and see a landscape that is almost unrecognizable compared with the battlefield they entered earlier. The place once created to celebrate Bowser's destructive power has become something peaceful and beautiful. This creates a satisfying reversal of Bowser Jr.'s original intention. He wanted a monument to his father's greatness, but his defeat ultimately leads to the creation of something that belongs to everyone rather than one ruler. The world is no longer about Bowser. It becomes a symbol of what can happen when destructive power is transformed into something positive. Rosalina is especially moved by the result. She knows that her powers could have been used to destroy countless worlds, but instead they have helped create a new one. She looks toward the Lumas and realizes that they are finally safe. Her children are no longer being hunted, and she is reunited with her sister. The long separation between Rosalina and Peach has also come to an end. Although they cannot recover the years they lost, they can now build a new relationship together. Peach experiences a similar emotional realization. She spent her entire life without knowing that she had an older sister, and now she suddenly has the opportunity to know Rosalina. The discovery changes her understanding of family. She realizes that family is not only about where someone grows up, but also about the people who care for them. The Mushroom Kingdom is still her home, and she still loves the people who raised and supported her there. But now she also has another connection among the stars. Mario is supportive of Peach throughout this emotional transition. He does not try to make the discovery about himself. Instead, he gives Peach space to understand her new reality. Their relationship becomes stronger because Mario respects Peach's independence. He has seen that she is capable of facing dangers on her own, and he understands that she does not need to be treated as someone who must always be rescued. In fact, during this adventure, Peach has saved others as often as they have saved her. Toad also receives his own moment of relief. He has spent much of the adventure trying to keep up with characters who are physically stronger and more experienced than him. He was involved in the investigation, survived dangerous galaxies, and remained loyal to Peach throughout the journey. His stolen backpack and encounter with Yukiki became part of the chain of events that eventually led the heroes toward Rosalina. Even seemingly small actions can therefore become important in a larger adventure. Eventually, the heroes begin preparing to return to the Mushroom Kingdom. The Comet Observatory becomes their means of transportation, while Fox prepares to return to his own universe. Before leaving, the characters acknowledge the friendships they have formed. Fox and the Mario group may come from different worlds, but they have now experienced an adventure together that none of them will forget. Fox has become another ally in Mario's expanding universe, and his departure suggests that the boundaries between worlds are becoming less important than they once were. The journey home feels peaceful compared with the chaos of their earlier travels. The Lumas are relaxed, Rosalina is safe, Peach is reunited with her sister, and Mario, Luigi, and Yoshi are finally able to enjoy a moment without fighting. The heroes talk about everything that happened, remembering the strange places they visited and the ridiculous situations they survived. Even the most frightening moments now begin to feel like stories they can laugh about. The experience has brought them closer together. When they finally return to the Mushroom Kingdom, they discover that the kingdom still needs repairs. The events surrounding Bowser Jr.'s attack caused significant damage, particularly to Peach's castle. Rather than waiting for others to repair everything, Mario, Luigi, and Yoshi immediately start helping. The Toads also join them. Everyone works together to rebuild the castle and restore the surrounding areas. The rebuilding process becomes a celebration of community. The heroes are no longer simply returning to a normal life. They are actively helping create that normal life again. Peach participates in the rebuilding as well. Her role as princess is not simply ceremonial. She works alongside the others, showing that leadership means sharing responsibility. The experience she has gained among the stars has changed her perspective. She understands that protecting a kingdom means caring about the people who live there, not simply defending a throne. Rosalina watches from nearby, proud of her younger sister. The Lumas also enjoy the peaceful atmosphere of the Mushroom Kingdom. For them, the journey has ended successfully because their mother is safe. They can once again be playful and carefree instead of constantly worrying about Bowser Jr. Their relationship with Peach has also changed. They now know that she is part of Rosalina's family, which makes her important to them as well. At the Gateway Galaxy, another small story is unfolding. Yukiki, the mischievous thief who caused trouble earlier, attempts to commit another robbery. However, Princess Daisy intervenes and prevents him from getting away with it. The moment is played for comedy, but it also helps establish that life across the galaxies is returning to normal. The major crisis is over, and smaller conflicts are once again becoming the focus. The ending therefore does not simply celebrate Mario's victory over Bowser. It celebrates the transformation of nearly every major character. Mario has become more willing to rely on his friends. Luigi has gained confidence. Yoshi has found a new family among the heroes. Peach has discovered her cosmic heritage and reunited with her sister. Rosalina has regained her family and protected the Lumas. Bowser Jr. has learned that his pursuit of power nearly destroyed everything he cared about. Even Bowser has begun to recognize that being a father requires more than demanding strength from his son. The story's central message becomes especially clear through the fate of Planet Bowser. A world created from anger, pride, and obsession is transformed into a place of life and possibility. The same cosmic power that could have destroyed the universe becomes the force that rebuilds it. This shows that power itself is not what determines whether someone becomes a hero or a villain. What matters is how that power is used and what purpose guides the person using it. For Mario, the adventure reinforces a lesson he has learned repeatedly. Heroes do not win because they are the strongest individuals. They win because they refuse to abandon one another. Mario could not have survived the galaxy without Luigi, Yoshi, Peach, Toad, Rosalina, the Lumas, and Fox. Every character contributed something different, and together they succeeded where none of them could have succeeded alone. And that brings us to the end of our complete story explanation and review of the Super Mario Galaxy movie. This adventure takes Mario, Luigi, Peach, Yoshi, and their friends far beyond the Mushroom Kingdom and into an incredible journey through the galaxy. From Rosalina's kidnapping and Bowser Jr.'s dangerous plan to the emotional revelation about Peach and Rosalina, the movie combines action, comedy, adventure, family, friendship, and an important message about how true strength is not about destroying others, but about protecting the people we love. We also see Mario and Luigi grow as heroes, Yoshi become a trusted member of their team, Peach discover her mysterious cosmic origins, and Bowser Jr. finally understand the consequences of his obsession with proving himself. The transformation of Planet Bowser into a new world, gives the story a meaningful conclusion, and shows that even something created from anger and destruction can be turned into something positive. Overall, the movie delivers a colorful and emotional cosmic adventure while expanding the Mario universe in a much bigger way. If you enjoyed this full explanation, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications for more movie explanations, reviews, endings, and detailed story breakdowns. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.